Okay, carrying on with the next series in the My Children Learn the Anglo Chan's form, and we're up to the first brush knee twist step, which I covered briefly. Okay, just a little bit more on the first brush, on that brush knee twist step. Out breath there, in breath here. Now you must make sure this foot comes up to your hand. Do not bring your knee across to your hand, and don't see that amount of bend that the arm is at this point doesn't change. So in other words, if I were to do this, wrong, I miss the knee completely, or I bend the arm too much to meet the knee. So the hand must simply come down to meet the knee, bang. So you've got to time the picking up of the foot, so just touch there. If my foot is too fast, I'll get that. If my foot is too slow, it'll completely miss it. So just bang. And when you don't stand up though, Kathleen, you must keep your knees. When stepping, this is very basic to any Tai Chi form. When you're stepping, you must never ever go up, down. It's always head is at that same level unless you're doing something like this or snake creeps down or something. So, in breath. Now, I'll just tell you where. Out breath. The finger is right under your nose. That's where that finger should end up. The hips are flat onto the front. There's 70 weight on the front, 30% on the back. It's a proper bow stance. I think that's all we really need to cover there. Okay, we covered that. We'll go on to the next move, the playing the guitar, the pipa posture. Now remember, I should be going down that way though. I'll just do it towards the camera so you can see and learn it, and then I'll do it in the correct direction. We're heading down that way. So after you finish that, we're going to do 5 of these moves. There are 5 brush knee twist steps. The first one and the last one are separated by sort of a lift hands movement, or they call it play guitar because it's a right-handed, they're all right-hand guitarists in China. See, when you do it this way it's called lift hands, when you do it this way it's called play the guitar. So, from here, you slowly move all of the weight, so you take that 30% that's on the rear leg and move it onto your front heel, or front foot rather. When I say heel, I mean the weight is not right back here on the heel, the weight is here, right in the middle of your foot, just forward of your heel. That's the center of your body. When you do it standing in a Qigong position, for instance, or any one of these stances, your crown should be in a straight line down through your body, down to this point here. If it's too far back, you're off center. If it's too far forward, you're off center. So that's where your weight should be situated. So I'm just going to roll. Now, when I roll my heel forward to put my weight on my front foot, I don't allow this to happen. See? Don't come up. This foot just stays there. You just roll onto it like that, putting all the weight on the foot. I'll do it the correct direction because then you can see exactly what's happening here. I'll just do the move first. Out breath. In breath. Out breath. Heel stance is always half shoulder width. We've done a heel stance before, but it's always half shoulder width, so your foot has to come across diagonally, of course. Okay, from here, you just roll your foot forward. Now when you roll your foot forward, it's essential not to do this. This posture that I have here must maintain. See? So your body just shifts forward a little bit. It doesn't bend at all. It just stays there, bum still tucked under. Roll your foot up. Now the heel actually comes off the ground. So you don't need to pick it right up like this, as some people do, or definitely never go like this. Some people have changed the form, making simplified forms to make it easier. Tai Chi was never ever meant to be easy. It's got to be really difficult. It'll be difficult forevermore because otherwise it's not doing its job on working upon the meridians for health in your body. If you change Tai Chi to make it easy, you're losing the whole idea of the whole damn thing. So you roll your foot up And just when you feel that right foot becoming totally empty, which is now, you just put it back down again, see? As soon as the toe just barely leaves the ground, you put it down in exactly the same spot it came up from. I'll explain why in a minute. Now sit back on that right heel. You drop your right hand down to be almost near your level with your left one. When it gets there and your weight's back on your right leg, fully back, then it's like there's a string attached to your hands and your left foot. Your hands lift up slowly, and most important to pick up the heel and the toe together. If you have to go like this, you haven't got all your weight back and you're not balanced first. So this hand comes down to the other, almost to the other one. Now it's an in-breath on the way up, just like you're raising your hands up. In-breath, and the foot coming up with your hands. When your hands get to just about your neck height here, they sink into the posture and your right heel just barely touches the ground, absolutely no weight on it. And the hands sink in exactly the same as the lift hands posture that we did, or the spreading the weave posture over here. And the right hand, both hands just go a little bit, the right hand's a little bit more yang than the left hand as you exhale. Notice how the left foot came across, came up, and then it came down so that it's now half shoulder width. If I bring that back, the width between my heels will be sort of half shoulder width here. Okay, I'll just do that whole move again. Out breath. Nothing breath. In breath. Out breath. Hands and feet work perfectly in time and balance with each other. This hand is just forward, not right back here on the elbow, just forward of the elbow. That's where the hands are. The eyes are looking straight ahead all the time during this one. Now this one is a very important move. It's called an internal learning chi movement, which really helps your chi to learn, to relearn what it should do, clearing blockages throughout your meridians. So it's important, your arms, I can't stress this posture enough, your arms should feel like as if they're really super duper heavy as you're lifting them up. And the only way to get them heavy is to be totally sung. Sung means to be, not to be relaxed, because there's no Chinese translation for sung, but the closest we can get to it is super relaxed without actually falling down. It's like there's water dripping off your fingers as you're picking them up. Totally relaxed, only the exact amount of muscle necessary. They're like branches just hanging off a tree. And when you do this move correctly, it really gives you a really nice feeling to do it. So I'll just do it again. There's a mouse. I just saw a mouse. He just went out through the door. He just ran along there and went out down there through the door and outside.
He comes in my room.
Does he? Oh, that's nice, having a little friend. Do you know that mice continually pee all the time? They have no bladder control. They're totally incontinent. Only the males. That's the way they put their scent. So they're just dribbling all the time. They don't say, oh, I better go to the toilet now. Just dribble all over the place all the time. Dirty little buggers, aren't they? That's why they smell so much. Do you know that rats don't hardly smell? But mice do. There you go. Interesting, eh? You learn everything on an Earl Montaigue video. I'll get back into this move here. Right. There's a rhinoceros! Okay, I've got to be serious here. Okay, watch the feeling that you get. Totally relax the hands. Now, that's the point there, where this left foot just